What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Hopefully this video finds you doing well. I feel like in today's society and world, especially on like Instagram and Reels and TikTok, there's so much promotion of they just tell you what's right, what's wrong for you, what's bad. And I think our minds just get so jumbled up in interpreting things that we can't do. And it's overwhelming in a sense. I can remember the days before it. You would actually have a conscious decision. And I'm not saying it's not like that now. It's just so in your face all the time. Even if it's not on like that kind of stage, it's more frequent and abundant on like the shorter form content. But it's like your brain just can't process what's right and what's wrong. They tell you red meat's bad for you. They tell you gluten's bad for you. They tell you video games are bad for you. They tell you too much running is bad for you. You have bad knees. All this stuff, even stuff you think is good, they tell you is bad. And I think our brains just can't process it. And it just makes us weaker as a society, because I think part of development, developing your personality and what you think is good or bad, is making those conscious decisions and experimenting and finding out what works for you and what doesn't. What might be right for you could be bad for another person. And it just relates to, at the end of the day, I think it just promotes weakness, and it promotes self-reliance on other people, other ways of thinking. It's like this hive mind of just thoughts on the internet, of people that just don't have their own opinion. And I think that's how like these like small little cults and little things form of people online that, if you don't do something their way, then, screw you, you're an idiot. And I just don't agree with it. And I think that in a way, it can promote, I think it all started when we promote not doing the tough things, not doing the hard things, and this culture of just, oh, it'll be all right if something doesn't work out, then just quit and try something different. And I think that before even the social media stuff and all the posts started, that's kind of what spiraled it into people acting the way they do with the videos and telling you what's good and what's bad. At least when I was growing up, that's when the participation trophy stuff started, and it was ridiculous. And like, I can remember in school we'd do like some sort of field day thing, and there'd be like ribbons, and you could win stuff. There'd be ribbons you could get for coming in like 10th place and something. Like, that's ridiculous. I mean, it should be 1, 2, 3, and that's it. There shouldn't be ribbons for coming in last place. I mean, what does that teach? Nothing. But I don't know. I was just thinking about this today after watching another YouTuber speak on a similar topic. I just feel like we can't make decisions. People can't make decisions for themselves, and there's so many people that want to better themselves and have a better life and improve. And I think a lot of these people online have like good intentions, but I think on the other hand, a lot of these things are just for clicks and to make money, and they just tell you stuff and people just get confused. And I think at the end of the day, it just makes people weaker. I think if you're going to take advice and listen to people online, you need to sit down and watch a video where you actually have to sit and listen. These little 1-minute things of telling you what you should and shouldn't do, I think can just lead you down a path of just believing in something that's just not, because you see it over and over again. Because most of these things you watch one video and the next 10, because of the algorithm, just tell you the same thing over and over again, and most of the time it's just not. Then you start believing it as like the word of God, and like that's Exactly, and I've fallen into this trap too. Like, I'm not saying I'm any different than anyone else, but um, I don't know. I think they take advantage of people a lot, uh, but I don't know. That's just my thought, though. I don't know, there's just not enough like just raw advice, raw intellect online anymore. Just even in real life, I don't want to point the finger at online. You know, we just promote so much not taking accountability for people's hardships and stuff. I've seen it some time and time again in today's world where someone's. I've seen it a lot because obviously I mean I went through college and I understand, and I've seen people that went into school thinking they wanted to do something that was like a challenging degree, uh, and they just something doesn't go their way and they just quit. They tell them, oh, the best one is, oh, that it just wasn't for you. It's like, well, maybe it was for you. You just got punched in the face, not literally, but you took a hard class and you just weren't ready for it. Doesn't mean to just quit. It means, well, sometimes you got to try it again, and it might work a second time because you learn and adapt to get and take the time to adapt to the situations. I know a lot of high schools don't prepare people for college, and maybe you just weren't prepared, and then they tell you, oh, they want you to be comfortable, they want you to go to the next thing. It's like, why not just give it another try? And if it doesn't work out that time, maybe it really wasn't for. I mean, you got to be smart about it. You can't just keep doing this, failing at something over and over again. But I think a really good analogy to this is, you want to take it into like a gaming sense, is like tough games like Dark Souls. The people that become uh, good at the game are the ones that take the time to try and try over again until they get it. But I think the point I'm trying to make on this video is, don't take the word of. I think we all know in our mind what we want. Um, don't take the word from other people. Experiment, find out, what's good for you, what's bad for you. I think this is the thing as old as time. This is like really the only thing I agree with from people like growing up, saying like the common things people say is like everyone's different, everyone's unique. What works for you is not going to work for somebody. And what works for somebody might also work for you. Like, take the time to listen to people, but at the same time, don't take what people are saying as the definite word. Like, we wouldn't be a society without helping others and giving our opinions, but at the same time, someone's opinion might not be what's good for you. Try to take in everything, see what works for you, and don't rely so much on other people. I think if you take accountability in yourself, um, whatever, even if it's not your fault, just say, you know what, at the end of the day, it's my fault, and I'm the one. It wasn't anyone else's fault. And we'll kind of go back to the example with like school and stuff. If you do bad in a class and you have to do it again, like, don't just quit what you're doing. Try it again. Adapt to the situation and do better next time. It might have been that you weren't prepared for it. It was just you didn't understand it at first, and you got better the second time. Like, that's they tell you you're not smart enough to do something or this or that. It's just like sometimes you just, like I said, as simple as it was, weren't ready. And here's the thing: there's a lot of, especially with the participation trophy and stuff, are especially in the last like 15 years, kids were conditioned to see everyone win and this and that. And then when someone in the real world actually gets something that substantial, or someone gets something good that actually pushes their life forward, people are like, their brains just can't process it because they're not used to other people doing good, and then they just want other people to fail because they didn't put in the work to do it themselves, which is a shame. It sucks. That's a bad. We're just in a bad time right now. There's so many people out there even people close to you in some cases, where they just want you to fail. They want you to do bad. But it's crazy. It really is. But I know this video is kind of all over the place. I'm kind of just naming a lot of points, but I think the point I was trying to get out for the whole video is just And I don't have any. I mean, I don't have an answer for it, but weakness is definitely has a huge voice in today's society, and I've been sucked into it many times, like be trying to live a comfortable life. I don't think we were really designed to do that per se. I'm trying to talk slow and try to just really get the point. What I'm trying to say out is, I don't think we were designed to sit and seek comfort. I think by putting ourselves in a tough situations and really challenge ourselves, I think that's how like natural comfort is obtained, perhaps, if that makes any sense. I think that's interesting to think about. I think the more we put ourselves in uncomfortable situations and try, even if we fail over and over again and you finally get it, I think the mind is we always want to be safe. I think it's more of a safety thing we're seeking more than a comfort thing. And I think definitely I think having comfort is definitely something we're supposed to experience. We're supposed to feel that sense of that, but the way we do it now is just so artificial. And I think once we get there, that's how people develop depression, anxiety, is this artificial comfort is what really causes these conditions. And I think by finding comfort the natural way of putting yourself through hard times and hardships and really developing into a good person, and even if it's like in a career sense, like making money and doing that kind of stuff, getting your body right with like diet, nutrition, all that stuff. I think by seeking comfort that way is it's definitely gonna be hard, but I think it creates comfort that's not gonna have you fall into the trap of mental health conditions and stuff. But I don't know. All this was just on my mind today, and I know the video really wasn't that organized, but just me sharing my thoughts about this kind of weaknesses, has a voice in today's society. But I don't know. Whatever you do, always try it. Don't take anything, as it's going to work 100%, but listen to people, hear many different things, develop your own thoughts and own opinions on matters. I think that really can go a long way in developing yourself as a person. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough in today's world, but I think by doing these things, you can definitely make yourself into a better person. Kind of another example would be like they say, you might see, oh, if you're playing video games and you know what, you're a loser, this, or that. It's like, I've been pretty successful in my life, and I've played video games almost every single day. And I'm fine. Like, I can do it and not have it interfere with my success, my anything. But, maybe for someone else that's not the case. They play it too much and it interferes with stuff. I mean, it's, like I said, it's all the individual. I mean, it's a correct statement to say that, but maybe not for me or not for you, but for someone else it might be. It causes people, I think, to get like, I think that can cause anxiety and stuff because they hear this stuff online and they don't personally have that issue, but it makes them think that they have to quit these things in order to be successful, and it's just not the case. It really isn't. Maybe one day in the future, like for me, for example, maybe I will have to tone back on playing games, do things I want to do. But I mean, right now I can safely play almost every day, like I said, and still do the things I need to do to push me to where I want to be in life. And that kind of, I'm glad I said that because that was the point I was thinking about earlier about that. Like I said, you hear these things online that they make sense, but they don't pertain to you. They they are good for other people, but maybe for you they're not, and you think, oh, it gives you anxiety almost because you think you have to stop these things when you really don't. And that's just the point. With that point is like, don't quit something if you're not having an issue with it, if something you enjoy or something that, um, you know, just a hobby or whatever. Like, uh, another one I saw, another good example I heard was like drinking and alcohol and nicotine. Uh, Someone might be able to go out on the weekend and have a couple drinks and be perfectly fine the rest of the week. And, it enhances like, if you go to like a party or something, have, like a get together, like a family event or whatever, have a few drinks, have fun. If it's not affecting you, it's not affecting you. But, then on the other hand, you have someone that can't go and they have 30 drinks and it affects the rest of their week because they're hungover and don't feel well. Same with nicotine and smoking. You have people that enjoy the occasional cigar, good cigar, something like that. Then on the other hand, you have someone that smokes a pack a day. It's a spectrum. Not like I'm promoting drinking or smoking or anything, but the person that smokes the cigar once a week, like a nice cigar, it's not gonna affect them. We're so, it's like a psyop. They want you to think all these things are bad for you, and you can't do it. And it's really not the case, and it causes people to become bitter. It's like, oh, you got to quit that and this and that, and it's just crazy how we are today with all this stuff. People will say anything for views, for clicks, whatever. And it's fine if you don't want to smoke or drink or play video games or eat junk food or this or that's fine, and you can't bust someone down for doing it. I could see if like it's a family member, like a close friend, and like it's really affecting their life, like getting in their crap and be like, hey, you gotta quit doing this stuff and get your stuff together. Like, yeah, that's a different case, but I think people just try to tell people what to do to make themselves like confirm what they're doing is right, and it's fine in a sense, but at some point it's like these people get so radical and people believe it, and then it makes other people question themselves when the thing that these other people were saying really wasn't affecting them in the first place. Just something to think about. Anyways, I think that's the whole point of the video. Experiment with yourself. Find what works for you. Find what doesn't make your life worse or better or whatever. And don't let today's culture influence you as much as it does. Don't get caught up in it. Be open-minded. Form your own opinions. Form your own theories and ideas about life, even if they're wrong. I think just having your own sense, and don't always share with other people your thoughts and whatever, but don't try to push it to the point where you become annoying or you become I don't know. You get what I'm saying. Just develop your own thoughts. Don't take the word from other people as the word, and don't not listen to people. I'm not saying don't watch the videos or listen to what people have to say. That's part of it, but at the end of the day, always come back and find what you truly believe in. So with that being said, as always at the end, join Discord. We got a really good community going on. We have this beautiful Minecraft server as well, that you can fill out an application once you're in Discord to join. So with that being said, hopefully you guys got something out of this slower paced video. Again, sorry that the thoughts and stuff were all over the place, but I just wanted to make an unedited just talk video today. So I'm going to end it there. God bless you all as always.